Hey fellow food lovers, Simon here. Welcome back to another episode of Nomad Travel Adventures. I am very excited because we are getting ready to embark on a culinary adventure here in the city of Prague. Now, I've heard a lot of great things about the food here, so I've done a lot of research for you guys, and that way we can try the most typical dishes at the very best places. Before I do continue, I just wanted to ask you guys to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I know some of you have already shown your support. I will have a lot more content coming up for you guys. I mean, there's a lot more food travel videos that I will be doing in the future. Be on the lookout for those. Anyways, guys, I am getting ready to enjoy some delicious food, so join me. Have you ever wondered what traditional Czech food tastes like? I had never heard much about it until I decided to do some research. And what better place to try than its capital in Prague? Eastern Europe has this reputation for creating big traditional meals hearty in flavor that'll leave no room for anything else. So, I wanted to find out if this was actually true. Well, get ready to embark on a culinary adventure as you join me on the best places to eat in Prague tour, while I try some of the most traditional Czech food in Prague. Now, as you can see, I'm actually standing in front of the old town square here in Prague, where we're getting ready to try what some would call Trdelník. Now, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure you guys will correct me, but these are actually kind of spit cakes that are very traditional in Europe. Now, you will not get spit on your cake, it's just that's how they call it because of the way it's processed. Basically, it's like this rolled dough, and then they're put on these spinners, and then these spinners are cooking them while they're putting more dough on there. And then it's like sprinkled with sugar, spices, and nuts, so it's supposed to be really tasty, and it's supposed to be traditional to just eat one at the old town square. So that's what we're gonna go do. Let's find out how tasty this is. In the very heart of the city of Prague, you will find the beating footsteps of locals and tourists alike. Whether you're there to enjoy a nice break or visit some tourist spots, there is one tradition that will get your sweet tooth going, which you absolutely have to try. Trdelník is a type of chimney cake commonly found in Prague, and it's sometimes filled with ice cream or Nutella. It's believed to have originated in the Hungarian-speaking part of Transylvania in Romania. Now, these doughy delights are an important part of the tourist culture here in Prague, and they definitely do not disappoint. I'm actually sitting in one of the benches behind the place that I got it. I saw some of the dough. Pretty much they're all made, so I didn't really get to see much of the making behind process, but as you can see, here it is. They gave it to me in this red napkin, and it actually looks pretty good. So I'm about to take the first bite. So it's really doughy. Stating the obvious, but it's cool. It's very nutty flavor. It's definitely got a sweet kick to it. The outer shell is a little crunchier, but then it's a really soft dough. I actually really enjoy this. So I'm gonna finish up as we continue on this culinary tour. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's pretty late here in Prague, so that means I am getting ready for dinner. I'm going to take you along to Magistra. I'm actually by the Castle of Prague right now, and this is a smaller local place that has been highly recommended online. I read reviews, and it seems like it's got a short menu, but full of very authentic dishes. Today we are actually going to be trying the Vepřove Koleno, which that is actually the pork knuckle, and a lot of restaurants actually try to serve the ankle, but it is traditionally the knee of the pig. So let's go see what this delicious dish is all about. If you ever find yourself hungry in the Prague Castle district, you might be a little overwhelmed from so many choices of places to eat. But if you're looking for something traditional with substance loved by locals and tourists alike, look no further than Magistra. This is the place to get some of the most authentic Czech dishes, and they're particularly known for their pork knuckle. This cozy little restaurant may not be the biggest, but it sure packs a lot of flavor. Which is why it's a good idea to make a reservation, especially if you plan on going during peak hours. Seats fill up fast as the place is a particular favorite among locals nearby. So order yourself some Czech beer as you get ready to try one of their few carefully selected tasty traditional dishes. I went with the highly rated pork knuckle, and let me just tell you, it was one of the best tasting meals I had ever had. This juicy pork meat practically felt right off the bone as I cut into it, and the potatoes with the salad was a perfect complement to an extremely tasty pork dish. The natural juices from the pork knuckle created this brothy tasting sauce that solidified the succulent flavor with every bite. I seriously couldn't get enough. For only €11.29, this was enough to leave me satisfied until my next meal. Okay, so just got done eating at Magistra Kelly, and let me just say, my animal side definitely just came out. I mean, that pork was so good, and that sauce, it was delicious. Now, I will say it did have a lot of the pork fat, and some of it was kind of crispy, so you could eat it. But in general, I don't like pork fat, so I just left it. I highly, highly recommend that you eat here. It was a little more pricey than I thought it would be, but I did get the most expensive thing on the menu, so maybe that has something to do with it. Anyways, guys, stay tuned because I will be checking out another place, so see you then. Hey foodies, so it is time for another meal, and right now I am getting ready to actually try Svíčková, which is basically like these sirloin slices, and they come with this very creamy sauce. For some reason, they always put a lemon and then some cranberry sauce to accompany it. It's supposed to be a little bit more on the sweet side, but I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna go to Kroka, which is highly, highly recommended as it serves mostly traditional Czech food. So we are gonna try that, and of course I'm gonna have to get some beer because the beer here is actually sometimes even cheaper than the water. So join me for another meal and I will see you there. As we continue our Prague food tour, it's time to take you to one of the more upscale experiences as far as traditional Czech food goes. So now I was going to try Kroka, another popular place among locals and tourists alike. This was a small restaurant exclusively known for their wide range of traditional Czech dishes, and it gets pretty packed during peak hours, so it may be best to reserve ahead of time. To be honest, this was probably my favorite place to eat as far as service goes. The staff was friendly and fast, and the presentation of the dishes were equally as impressive. So, with dark beer in hand, I waited as the food came out. Here I would try the typical shish kebab dish, which consists of slices of braised beef and a creamy sauce paired with dumplings. Although the portions seemed smaller than some of the other meals I had had, the sauce was to die for, and paired with the dumplings was the perfect addition to the braised beef. The only thing that seemed out of place was the lemon with cranberry sauce and lightly topped with some whipped cream. But boy, was I wrong. This hint of sour and sweet tied together all the elements of an already tasty dish. It was just a sort of hint of sweet that I needed, and I was left wanting more, which is why I decided to order the misa cake. A traditional Czech cake, the misa cake consists of 3 layers which include a chocolate sponge cake, a cheesecake, and of course, the glossy chocolate icing. Of course, being at Kroka, they had to bring it up a notch by including some chocolate ice cream and mousse. After individually tasting each flavor, I decided the best way to eat it was to mix it all together. This being one of the more expensive meals at €16 with 60 cents, I can say the experience was totally worth it. Hey guys, so I just got done eating at Kroka, and let me just tell you, I'm so satisfied. That beef dish was actually really, really good, and the dumplings were amazing. I mean, with the sauce, they just really soaked it up, and it was delicious. Now, I did get a little hungry and got dessert as well, and I'm not usually like big on getting dessert with my meal, but I did, and I tried the misa cake, which is very traditional here. It was freaking awesome. So try the misa cake. If you want to come here and get it here, I highly recommend it just because it's like misa cake on steroids. So yeah, anyways, don't go anywhere, guys. I've got so many more dishes coming up, so stay tuned, okay? Hey foodies, it's that time again, dinner time. So I'm getting ready to try another typical Czech dish. And this time we are going to be trying Pecena Kachnu. Now that is roasted duck, and it usually comes with 2 different types of dumplings and some red cabbage. I know I'm completely butchering that, but we are going to be trying it at Trdelníku. It's a pretty cool place because it's supposed to be down in this old cellar, so let's go. Get ready to travel down one of the busier areas of Prague, where you will find more crowds, more traffic, and of course, more food. While in this particular area, I was in the mood for some traditional Czech roasted duck, a dish that had been recommended by many. So I went to a place that had been highly rated online. Glaubicu was a big and bold restaurant unlike any of the other ones I had tried before. Going there during peak hours, the place was packed and I had to wait to get a seat. I could tell this had become a tourist hotspot. Finally getting a place to sit down, I was handed a menu that was bold and colorful with a huge variety of food items to accommodate even the pickiest of eaters. Of course, following Czech tradition, I ordered a beer. Dark brews were becoming my thing. So you could order half a duck or a quarter. I ordered the quarter but got the half. I guess it was my lucky day. The duck was cooked to perfection as the aroma from the steam made my mouth water. Cutting into it, the crispy skin was a nice contrast to the tender duck meat, which practically melted in my mouth. Once again, the sauce was a highlight as you could dip the 2 different types of dumplings to give that extra boost of flavor. Finally, to top off the dish was the red cabbage, which again added a much needed hint of sweetness to an otherwise savory dish. Half a duck proved to be too much for me though, and pretty soon I was done. At 17 euros with 60 cents, it was a good way to get 2 meals in one. Okay, so we just got done eating at Glaubicu and I'm pretty stuffed. I'm a little disappointed. It was very fast paced. I wanted a quarter of a duck and they actually gave me the whole half, so I ended up getting it to go. I mean, they did put it in a to-go box, but I just felt very, very rushed. Like, I didn't enjoy my meal the way I wanted it. It was very busy. I would go maybe during not busy times. The duck was good. It wasn't my favorite dish that I've tried here. I did like the differences between the potato dumplings and the bread dumplings, so that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, just stay tuned because we've got more places to check out, so yeah. Hey guys, so it is my last day here in Prague, but I am going to be taking you through a very, very special place. I love breakfast, as some of you already know, so I had to include a breakfast place, and I am going to be taking you through Café Louvre. This place has been highly recommended by everyone. It's a 100-year-old cafe. It even has the traditional Czech breakfast. Now, I'm not sure what this includes, but we are getting ready to find out. So join me as I take you through Café Louvre. Looking for that perfect breakfast place in Prague? Look no further than Café Louvre. This cafe has definitely stood the test of time as it's been around for over a century, providing people the best breakfast in Prague. If a high-end breakfast experience is your thing, then we have found a perfect match. Located upstairs, you can sit yourself as you wait for one of their super fast and friendly staff members to take your order. Choose from a la carte menu items to breakfast combo sets, which even include a hangover option complete with Czech beer. I wanted to try something a little more traditional, so I went with the Czech breakfast combo set. As I admired the view from up top, I started my breakfast experience with some bread and butter as they brought out a basket. Realizing that my combo set didn't include coffee, I decided to order one of the most beautiful looking cappuccinos, which came with its own side of marble cake. Anxious to see what a traditional Czech breakfast included, it was time for the main course. This combo set was perfect as it included various cheeses, hams, boiled egg, tomato, and pickles. I was more than ready to dig in. What really attracted me to this dish was the simplicity of all the components. This was a great way to start out your day and included everything that I needed to store energy for the day ahead. Feeling like royalty, this is probably the fanciest way I had ever eaten a boiled egg, and I had to use a spoon to crack it. Failing miserably, I went back to my peasant ways and ended up using my hands. Everything was very tasty on its own, but by the end, I had learned that one of the tricks to eating in Prague was just to put everything together. So I ended up eating a sandwich type of thing filled with the most savory cream cheese I had ever tasted. Don't let the portions fool you though, as this was more filling and it was really hard to finish my meal off with a marble cake. The juice was pretty good as well. At €9 for my entire breakfast, I was more than satisfied with not just the food, but the ambience as well. Hey guys, so I just actually got done eating at Cafe Louvre. I highly recommend this place. It was a really great way to start out my day with getting some traditional Czech breakfast. The highlights on the breakfast for me was actually probably the ham and the cream cheese. Now, the cream cheese looked like whipped cream, but it was not. It was just very, very rich, and I had never tasted one so good like that. So yeah, I highly recommend that you come here for breakfast. I am gonna be ending my video here, but I do wanna recommend that you go ahead and try some of the traditional Czech food if you're ever in Prague. I know I missed some traditional dishes, but I just couldn't get them all. There was not enough time. If I missed something that you really like, let me know in the comments. What is your favorite traditional Czech dish? I am gonna be asking you guys to subscribe to my channel just because I do have a lot more travel food videos coming up, and I will be doing some very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, this is Simon. I'm signing out. See ya! Like my videos? Subscribe for more.